Hello, everyone, and welcome to our next edition of our Beyond the Celebrations Black History Month series. My name is Kelly Stevens. I'm the History and Civic Engagement Specialist for Durham Public Schools, and joining me today, Melissa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Melissa Perez. I'm the Cultural and Linguistic Development Specialist for Durham Public Schools.
Thank you, everyone, once again for joining us. We do want to recognize, oops, I farted too fast, sorry. We do want to recognize our DPS Celebrates committee members. We're not going to list out everybody on here, but we have a wealth of people on our committee, very diverse committee that looks at all of our celebrations and supports us in this effort. You'll see them from month to month, so make sure that you log in monthly and visit us. Of course, we also couldn't continue and talk about this without recognizing and giving special thanks to our Durham Public Schools American Sign Language interpreters. This evening, we have Mr. Charles Storrs. Thank you, Charles, for joining us today and supporting us to make sure that our hearing impaired community members and students are able to participate as well. So we do have a website for DPS Celebrates. It is located at celebrate.dpsnc.net. On the website, we feature in both English and Spanish a monthly calendar, a flyer, links to educational resources that families could use at home or educators could use in the classroom. We have an e-library collection that our DPS media coordinators have put together in response to the celebrations that we're featuring each month. We have Zoom backgrounds, much like you see Melissa and I have displayed today. We have Bitmoji classrooms, and we promote all of our events on social media. So please make sure that you follow DPS Celebrates on social media. Now, how do we choose our cultural events? Well, we choose them based upon the student population here in Durham Public Schools. So we use this as an opportunity to highlight awareness and to educate not just our students, but our staff and our community stakeholders as well. So as I mentioned earlier, this is part of our Black History Month series. Black History Month, or National African American History Month, is an annual celebration of achievements by Black Americans and a time for recognizing the central role of African Americans in U.S. history. The event grew out of Negro History Week, the brainchild of noted historian Carter G. Woodson and other prominent African Americans at the time. Since 1976, every U.S. president has officially designated the month of February as Black History Month. Other countries around the world, including Canada and the United Kingdom, also devote a month to celebrating Black history, and this is taken from history.com. But we go a little bit better here in Durham Public Schools. In Durham Public Schools, we don't think that Black history should be or can be contained in just the 28 days in February when it's nationally designated as African American History Month. We believe that providing culturally diverse perspectives is our commitment to providing historically inclusive education for all of our students in our community year long. So please, please, please join us weekly throughout February and March to learn about some amazing history right here in Durham from people who lived it, researched it, and documented it. So today we've got a very special event. We wanted to kind of combine Valentine's Day with Black History Month. So today we are calling it How DPS is Showing the Love for Black History Month. We have a slideshow where we're featuring events and learning opportunities that were voluntarily shared by schools with the DPS Celebrates Committee. Please know this is not an all-inclusive, all-exhaustive list of Black History Month events and learning opportunities occurring in all of our DPS schools and classrooms. I'm sure there's additional ones that we're not featuring here this evening, so use the opportunity to talk about it on our social media platform. Join us at DPS Celebrates on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So let's look at a few in our DPS elementary schools. Bethesda Elementary is featuring a Black History Month Read-A-Thon this month. Burton has several events planned to celebrate Black History Month. One of them is also a Read-A-Thon where they had our executive director of Equity Affairs, Dr. Bullock, reading to students, as you can see in the picture. Burton Elementary School is celebrating Afro-Latinos with Celia Cruz and second graders. You can see Celia Cruz featured on the slideshow on the teacher's front board. First graders at Creekside Elementary are learning about Black activists during the Civil Rights Movement. These pictures show Claudette Colvin and the students writing about her. So in the lower kind of middle of the screen, you see Claudette, and the students get a chance to learn about her and then write about what they've learned. And the bulletin board kind of showcases their work. George Watts Elementary students study and take inspiration from Black artists as evident in the student display that they have all created something, and it's on kind of like the front wall when you walk near the front of the building. Beautiful display here. Students at Holt Elementary watch a video about Black History Month and then incorporate that into their Chinese language instruction and then present that to the class. Featured here, we have a couple of our student presenters. Students at Holt Elementary also kick off Black History Month and Black Lives Matters at School Week with a Spirit Week. You can see in this oops, I forwarded too fast. You can see in the pictures that we've got maybe what looks like maybe College Week or something, or College Day. Another day looks like maybe Unity, or not sure if that's a blackout day or what's going on, but I can see lots of love happening there. Students at Holt Elementary will also wrap up the month with a 5th grade wax museum, and they'll participate in a Black History Quiz Bowl. Oh, I love academic competitions, especially when they're history related. Hope Valley Elementary features a Black History Month Read-A-Thon as well. We've heard that from a few other elementary schools. So for elementary schools, if you're looking for people to come out to read to students, I know lots of people in Durham that'd be happy to read to your students, even virtually. Ignite Online Academy, which is one of our new schools this year, has elementary school students preparing digital presentations to showcase prominent African Americans. So this is kind of like the wax museum idea, but they have moved it to being virtual. And here are a few students featured in one of their video displays. Lakewood Elementary is featuring several events. They have an African American Spirit Week, a prominent African American artist of the day each day in February, a Black History Fact of the Day class competition, a Black History Poetry contest, a Lift Every Voice and Sing essay contest, a Dreams and Goals hallway display, and they're also participating in a Black History Quiz Bowl. Mangum Elementary showcases influential Black Americans throughout history. They have a daily fact that they display school-wide, and they conclude the month with an annual read-in celebration. In addition, they have influential Black Americans throughout history, as you can see here, and a couple of the bulletin boards that are displayed around the building. So as students walk by these bulletin boards, they're able to see themselves in the history they're learning about. And here's another one of their displays. Merrick Moore Elementary also featured a read-in for the entire month to celebrate Black History Month. Now, in these two pictures, you see Mr. James Fertrell. He's a DPS Student Support Services Director for high school, reading to one of our elementary classes. And over on the right is Dr. DeWalt. Dr. DeWalt is a K-5 programs and literacy integration coordinator. She is also reading to students. And as a former elementary teacher, I'm sure this was right up her alley and she was super excited to come in and read to students. And Ms. Flores, would you like to take over from this point?
Certainly, Ms. Stevens, thank you.
You're welcome. I would love for you to highlight some.
So here we have Oak Grove Elementary, where each grade level is learning about the contributions and the artwork of various different African-American artists. And in the pictures that we have here, these is kindergarten, and they're just beginning their work on their collages that were inspired by The Block by Romery Bearden. They're hard at work there, very focused. And Mr. Greer Webb presented a series on social justice and the struggles of African Americans to the We Are Kings group at R.N. Harris Elementary on the 4th of February. R.N. Harris is also holding a Black History Month program on Thursday, February 24th. And the theme for this year's program is the evolution of the Melon Nation. Now at Pearsontown Elementary, we have a Black History Jeopardy Bowl in conjunction with Brother to Brother and Sister to Sister programs. You can see them all lined up there after their Black History Jeopardy Bowl. At Spring Valley Elementary, students are exploring a Black History Month display, as you can see here noted in this photo, that's located outside of the Media Center, where they get to learn about prominent African American figures and their accomplishments throughout history. At Spring Valley, they will also compete in their very first Black History Month Quiz Bowl with 4th and 5th graders against 2 other DPS elementary schools, which you can see when we mentioned those elementary schools earlier. Ms. Stevens were talking about a Black History Month Quiz Bowl. They've kind of organized themselves so to have a little Black History Month competition for the Quiz Bowl across the district. At W.G. Pearson Elementary, they are featuring an African American drumming lesson, which sounds super fun. I think I'd like to participate in that. And now that we have heard about some of our various elementary schools, we're going to hear about some Black History Month celebrations in some of our DPS middle schools. So the first one we have here is Brockton Middle School, and they have organized social media events weekly, where every Tuesday is staff and Thursdays are community members, where they are posting guest lectures for a lecture series on Instagram. And they invite you to join the conversation, and their Instagram page is located here at the top, Brogdon_middle. And on March the 1st, Brockton is going to hold a Black History Month fair with a live band, entrepreneurs, small business owners, and more. I don't know how much more, but a lot more, I'm guessing, to provide students with a vision for their future and pride for our Black community. We're excited to see all of that fair will have to offer at Brockton. Now at Lucas Middle School, students in Ms. Wright's social studies class are learning about the Tuskegee Airmen and the airplanes that they flew. And you can see this student
Ms. Perez froze a little bit, so I'll kind of take over until she unfreezes. We have learned one thing during the pandemic. We have learned that we have got to be flexible, and sometimes we have some technological challenge. But we can see here that this student looks very excited to be learning about the airplanes that they flew, and he is drawing them as well as looking at them on the screen. Neal Middle School is featuring a Black History Month celebration. Now, if you visit their website, you can learn more events that they have going on and what's going to go on during that celebration. Lowe's Grove Middle School has a Black History Month banner displayed on one of their doors, and also on the door, I just love this message. It says, "In a world where you can be anything, be kind." I think that's a great message for anybody. They also have a bulletin board set up where students were inspired by Dr. King's "I Have a Dream" speech, and they created a bulletin board where they display what their dreams are. I actually got to see this in person and was reading some of those dreams, and I can't wait for these students to really showcase these dreams come to fruition in reality. Ms. Perez, I took over while you had some technological challenges there. Would you like to pick back up from here?
Thank you so much, Ms. Stevens. Absolutely. Thank you so much. So at Rogers Herr Elementary School, they created a school-wide plan to research and celebrate different notable African Americans. And you can see some of the displays there that were created by the students after their research and projects that were created. At Rogers Herr, they also had students broadcasting and sharing a Black History fact of the day on Canvas. And at Shepherd Middle School, they'll be celebrating Black History Month with a virtual event showcasing student talent. And according to the poster here, that virtual event will be Tuesday, February the 22nd at 6 p.m. Also at Githens, they're celebrating Black History Month in a variety of ways, actually. They're having daily Black History Month activities, announcements, and social studies choice boards on Canvas, as well as, and you can see it pictured here, a Black History Month door decoration. So we have two examples here of the different doors from teachers in our building at Githens, how they are showing their love for Black History Month. Now here we have Durham School of the Arts, and this door that you see here is Miss Wagner's door, and she created a door poster that depicts a proud Black woman. And if you'll also notice that there are Black people listed that made significant changes in the world, like Maya Angelou, Nelson Mandela, Rosa Parks, and several others. Now that we've heard from some of our middle schools, let's take a look at a few of our high schools across Durham Public Schools and see how they're celebrating Black History Month. First, here we have listed Northern High School, and Northern actually has several Black History Month events planned, actually daily events, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. Northern has really gone all out this year with their Black History Month celebration. And here we have a few of the things that Northern has done and is doing this month. We have a Black History door decorating contest, where faculty and staff can enter their door and participate in that. And I believe there are prizes for the winners. Northern is also having showing pride for HBCU by wearing your favorite HBCU gear or colors to celebrate Black History Month, as well as an African American Read-In Day. And that's on February the 11th from 9:30 to 3. Riverside is also celebrating Black History Month with a door decorating contest. And I happen to know that the winning door prize gets either the class gets a free pizza or ice cream party to pick from. So that sounds super fun and yummy. I think I might want to go on prize day over to Riverside. Now, that sums up what we have here for Riverside, but next week on the 21st of February, which is Monday at 6 p.m., we will have an event called The Influence of Race and Culture in the Media. So you'll definitely want to check that event out. It is a live event. And for more information about that live event, please feel free to check out the website celebrate.dpsnc.net, and you'll be able to see how to connect to that conversation, how to connect to that live event and be a part of that. So we look forward to seeing you all live virtually on Monday, the 21st at 6 p.m. We'd like to thank you for joining us this evening on Valentine's Day to show your love for Durham Public Schools and to show your love for Black History Month. And I would also like to thank all of our schools and staff who took out the time to take pictures and send us information to be able to include this evening, so we really can capture a glimpse of how DPS is showing love for Black History Month across our district. So thank you very much for being here. Please follow us on social media. Continue to share those Black History Month celebration pictures with us and tag us so that we can make sure we get those on our DPS Celebrates social media platforms. We have Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Check out our social media handles here and make sure to give us a follow. And again, thank you. We hope you have a wonderful Valentine's Day, and we look forward to seeing you here next Monday at 6 p.m. for our next Black History Month celebration. Thanks, everyone, and have a good evening.
Happy Valentine's Day, everyone, and happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month, everybody.